Hey everyone, it's another beautiful day in the Mojave Desert. It's about 100 degrees out today, and I have some really exciting news for Suzuki owners. I've we've had this SX4 since new. It's a 2008. It's the first and only new car we ever bought, and recently I changed the front tires out, and I'm not really trying to plug anybody here, but I decided to go with Goodyear tires. We've been going through a lot of tires. We had these, they're very inexpensive. Douglas tires, what is this, like a performance? It's just their performance. But anyway, I had one of these tires bubble really bad. We got a flat, and I found the hole and plugged it and tried to pump it back up with air, and like the back side of it just like bubbled like crazy. I never saw anything like it. And I've gone through pretty many of these tires, and they are inexpensive, but I decided from now on I'm just going to pay a little extra money and go with the Goodyear tires. And I'll tell you what, it has been like one of the best decisions ever. This car has always had a high-speed wobble, and I could never figure out why. And apparently, it's a multiple problem. When I put the new tires on, I noticed on the driver's side there was a little bit of play in the wheel bearing, and I've already replaced this wheel bearing, so I know it was good and tight. So I guess it basically just like worked itself in, but were loosened up for whatever reason. And I tightened it up. I noticed it because I was changing the tires. Put these tires on, and now there's absolutely no wobble. I really wish I had a video of how bad this thing used to wobble. And it's a high-speed wobble. It would only kick in, like super noticeably at like 60 miles, 60 plus miles an hour. So, out here the speed limits are up to like 75, and that wheel would just like shake like crazy. But yeah, now it's all gone, and so I think if you experience a high-speed wobble in your Suzuki, this is an example. Like, I'll try my best to simulate how bad it was, but it would be like driving like this. You'll notice if you had a high-speed wobble, and it comes and goes. It's a really weird problem. It'll wobble and then it'll smooth out. But yeah, anyway, when I tightened up this wheel bearing and replaced the tires, it finally fixed it. Previously, chasing this problem, the wheel bearing and the tie rod were both replaced on the driver's side. They were both replaced on the passenger side. And I know this wheel bearing was tight. It's just a recent thing that loosened it up. And it didn't matter. It still had the wobble. It was better, but it still wobbled. And it wasn't until I put these, it was a combination of brand new tires, and this wheel bearing was a little loose, and it finally solved that problem. I know a lot of people, have this issue, and that's exactly what it is. And I'm going to try and find a tire really quick so you can identify a bad wheel bearing, because basically what happened, this actually started to go out somewhere around, I don't know, like 35,000 miles. And I remember the dealership said the car needed an alignment, and due to the tread wear. I'm going to show you the tread wear. It wasn't the alignment. A really good mechanic or a really good tire expert would have been able to look at one of these tires and say that, your alignment's fine, this is a wheel bearing. So give me a minute. I'm going to dig one of the tires out and show you exactly what happens when you have a bad wheel bearing. Alrighty, so I managed to find some really good examples of what happens to your tire when the wheel bearing's bad. So this is the tread pattern I was talking about. I'm sure the camera picks it up a lot better than I'm seeing it, but there's this flat diagonal going across here, and if I back it up, so that's like a flat spot, and yeah, you can see it's obviously diagonal. I hope it grabs it really well, but the tread is definitely worn right there. And it's kind of a big deal, because even if you have a good tire, this can happen. This is absolutely amazing. This thing just split apart on us when it went flat. So yeah, it's good to get the wheel bearing fixed and the problem properly diagnosed and stuff. So over here I have one. Unfortunately, I don't have all the tires. I used to just drop them off at Walmart and grab the new ones, but lately I get them delivered, so I have a bunch to get rid of, but, which actually worked out, because yeah, I can show you exactly. This one here, you can see there was a plug in it, and it's starting to develop that diagonal flat spot. This tire here is basically how your tires should look. Like, this one has like a little groove in it, and it's been, you know, riding nice and straight. But I can tell you with 100% certainty, if you see this pattern on your tire, it doesn't need an alignment. It's the wheel bearing. The wheel is jumping up and down, and it's causing that diagonal pattern. And it took me a really long time to figure that out. And thank you, Goodyear tires. The combination of getting brand new good tires, and I tightened up. I noticed my one wheel bearing was a little loose, and that high-speed wobble is completely gone. So there's your tip for the day, and I hope you learned something. I definitely did. And yeah, I really hope this helps a lot of people solve their problem with their Suzuki. Other than that, it's a great car. So till next time, I'll catch you later.